Hey guys, this is Gohan6425 on YouTube, the one and only. And right now, you are watching the one and only great WGS-TV.
Hello everyone, welcome to another installment of WGS-TV right here on YouTube.com/WrestleGamer and ZFX-TV. I'm the WrestleGamer, Double B Evilly Weirdo. As you guys can see, I have the panel with me for this week's Monday Night Raw review for the week of February 17, 2014. Let me go ahead and introduce the panel. First off, he is the host of Hardcore Wrestling Radio, which can be heard exclusively on YouTube.com/HWR Show. He is the Illuminous one, the Shining Star, Rick Starr, and from what I've heard, Rick, you're a little bit under the weather.
Yeah, I'm fighting a kind of a nasty cold this week, but other than that, you know me, I'm hanging in there. Thanks for having me, Bill.
He's our resident music mogul over on YouTube.com/Lance Moss TV, enjoying his lunch right now. He is the incomparable Lance Moss. Lance, how's your lunch?
Very tasty.
And ladies and gentlemen, he's a man from South Park, also from YouTube.com/KillerXKenny, simply known as Cartman. Cartman, what's up?
Absolutely nothing.
And I'm pretty sure that we're probably going to get joined by someone from the Bay Area in just a minute, if we could get someone to bring him in. But let's go ahead and talk about the opening promo on Monday Night Raw this week, which was basically the members of the Elimination Chamber match. Before we go any further, let's welcome the Bay Area MVP, known as Will. Will, how you doing?
I'm sick of how Cesaro did not beat Cena. Just keep going before I throw a heart attack. Go.
All right, Rick, can I ask you, what were your thoughts about the opening segment of Monday Night Raw involving the members of the Elimination Chamber?
I thought it did what it had to do. It wasn't too bad. You know, I think the Elimination Chamber definitely needed to be heated up because from before Raw, it only had a couple of matches, so I'm like, okay, is this going to be it, or is there going to be more matches? But obviously, it started to heat things up throughout the show, and so it was all right for what it was. So, you know, I had to give it a 3.5. Nothing more than that, but okay.
Awkward silence.
All right. Yeah, I do apologize about that. As you guys saw, I had to take a quick phone call, but anyway, you know, one thing fans on the Facebook page were saying is they really hated the fact that Cena was the one who had to start it out, and you know, again, I say it, you know, I said it for 3 weeks in a row here on the Raw review, Rick, is I just don't understand the unnecessary hate on John Cena. I mean, what has he done to provoke and deserve all this hate coming from the fans?
I think is what it is. It's not. For one thing, it's easy to hate on Cena, and secondly, I think the reason why is because he's always gotten the push. He's gotten the push. He's gotten the push. He's gotten the push. Why hasn't anybody else gotten the push? And that's the problem. Look at all the push this guy's gotten. And you know what? I hate to say it. I mean, I think you want to quote CM Punk one time. This guy's gotten title shot after title shot after title shot after title shot after title shot. How many title shots does this guy need? Let's be fair and honest about it.
Well, let me put it to you like this.
I'm the same way.
All right, would you agree or disagree when I make the statement that says John Cena puts asses in seats?
Yes.
You would agree or disagree with that?
He puts asses in seats. He does, no doubt. He puts asses in seats, but you know what? But so doesn't Daniel Bryan. So didn't CM Punk. And you know what? But doesn't other guys deserve that shot to put asses in seats? They're not going to put asses in seats until they give that shot. You know, they give them the brass ring, and once they get the brass ring, it says, oh, well, you know, we're giving you the brass ring, and then they rip it out of their hands. And that's the problem. The WWE is just, they're starting to suck. And I hate to say it, but TNA is starting to look a little bit better.
Well, right now, in my opinion, the person with the brass ring isn't John Cena, it's Randy Orton. Randy Orton's the one with the brass ring.
That's now you're just talking semantics. He's just one of the world. He's a world title. At the end of the day, who is their golden boy? Who's always been their golden boy?
Cena.
John Cena.
Thank you. That's the point.
Who's been the number one merchandise pusher in WWE? Who sold more merchandise? Who's gotten the most work? Who goes outside and does charity work for WWE? John Cena. Where's Daniel Bryan in the Make-A-Wish Foundation? Where's Sheamus and all the
okay, nobody
WWE won't give any of these guys opportunities to it.
Nobody doubts that John Cena is a worker. I'm not denying with you, and I'm right there with you. He is probably one of the number one workers in the business. Hands down, he deserves a lot of what he's done. Hands down. But again, okay, he's gotten his spots. But when other people like Daniel Bryan want to move up and Cesaro want to move up, John Cena should have been like, all right, you know what? I've had my time in the spotlight. Let's see what these other guys can do. And, they don't give it to guys like this. What do? They give it to morons like fucking Batista? Are you fucking kidding me?
I agree.
Really?
Well, let's get on to more of the Raw review here. We had Kane coming out during this promo, making several matches. Of course, one of them was Cena versus Cesaro. Apparently, now it's forbidden to say the name Antonio in the WWE. And of course, Daniel Bryan and Christian. And Christian kind of gave off a heel vibe in this match going against Daniel Bryan. And one of the questions I did ask Lance on the Facebook page last night was, which one was better, a face Christian or a heel Christian? What do you think? A face Christian or a heel Christian? Which one has been better to you?
Well, in recent years, I gotta go heel Christian because the whole one more match thing started to sound a little bit pussified.
And that's a new word in the English vocabulary.
Man.
And Lance Moss has just officially invented a new word, pussified. The matchup in itself wasn't really that bad. Daniel Bryan countering the Killswitch into a roll for the pin, and Kane makes the announcement. He said, "Oh, I neglected to mention that you were in a match against me right now." And basically, what WWE did in this instance, I firmly believe, is they put a hampering on what possibly is, I am a fan of Cena. Don't get me wrong. There's nobody out there that can get me to hate him because I respect him too much for what he's done. Daniel Bryan is considered to probably be the most over guy in the match, and they're going to have him go in with an injury. And more than likely with his shoulders, what the point of that attack was. But I got to say, somewhere down the line, we're probably at WrestleMania. We're going to see the culmination of Team Hell No going against each other, Kane and Daniel Bryan. Despite what some people like XTC69 thinks about that. Up next for the umpteenth time, we've had Fandango and Santino Marella. Apparently, it looks like a little romance brewing between Santino and Emma. And what the point of that was, I have still yet to figure that out because my head is still hurting from that. But speaking of heads being hurt, Fandango used a version of the Brainbuster on Santino to get the win. Now, I don't know what WWE is doing.
I believe I was corrected on that earlier. It was called the Falcon Arrow.
Oh, the Falcon Arrow. Okay. Yeah, Hardcore Holly used that for a brief period of time in his career, the Falcon's Arrow. But up next, this is, again, something I still don't understand. They had Mark Henry cut the promo, that he's all angry at the Shield. He's going to induct someone into the Hall of Pain. Mark Henry was going to be the monster again. And Roman Reigns just, to quote Lance Moss, just got pussified.
Wrecked.
Now, don't get me wrong. Roman Reigns is, really awesome. He's great. He's really improved. But I was expecting more of a competitive match. That Roman Reigns, Cartman, pretty much dominate about 85% of the match.
I'd say he just absolutely beat the holy living piss out of Mark Henry. Let's be quite frank here.
Now, for some reason on the Facebook page, somebody wanted me to mention the Lego segment backstage with Cody Rhodes and Goldust and Bad News Barrett. I almost said Bad News Brown. That's how used I am to, the only other person who's had a Bad News gimmick in wrestling was Bad News Brown. But I don't know why they wanted me to mention the fact that Barrett had kicked over their Lego setup. I don't know why, but apparently, we nearly had a collision with the Wyatt.
News.
Yeah, but we also nearly had a collision with the Wyatt family and the Shield. Again, WWE dangling that carrot. You know, because they're trying to tease the fans, because everything the fans have been wanting to see, other than Cena getting fired, is the Wyatt family and the Shield colliding. We're going to get that at this Sunday at Elimination Chamber. By the way, we will have a predictions video up in a couple of days for the Elimination Chamber, as we had Jack Swagger taking on Kofi Kingston up next. Weed McMuffin, for once, actually looking pretty good in a match. Swagger locking on the Patriot Lock and getting the submission victory over Kofi Kingston. But up next, Will, and this is something I wanted to bring up to you, and it's something, I don't know if anybody else caught this, but I caught this. We had a 2-on-1 handicap match. Drew McIntyre, Jinder Mahal of 3MB, which is a gimmick that might be dying, and I'll tell you why in just a second. Taking on Big E, we had Zeb Coulter on the microphone throughout the entire duration of this match, and he was kind of good on that one. But Will, did you notice, like I noticed, that Drew McIntyre was not in his 3MB gear?
Yes, and like Rick reported 2 months ago on HWR, and I know his article well, that they are pushing Drew to leave 3MB. And some of us here in the panel know that Drew McIntyre is a better individual in singles competition. I don't know why they have put him in 3MB in the first place. I think it was a waste of time. I think Creative must have been drinking some whiskey when this happened. And I mean, I felt sorry that he and Jinder Mahal lost to Big E, whoop-de-whoop. But, from a writer's and a fan's perspective, he's better as a singles competitor. Anybody else here would agree with me? Point blank.
Definitely. Big E ended up getting the victory with 2 big endings on McIntyre and Jinder Mahal. Apparently now the name Langston is a no-no to say, too. Up next, what I would probably consider, Rick, to probably be one of the best matches of the night. And I wonder, the Cena haters can hate all they want. They cannot deny the fact that John Cena and Cesaro put on one hell of a match last night, Rick.
Oh, absolutely. That was a 5-star match. I was hoping that Cesaro was going to go over, but in the end, I knew that Cena was going to get the win. I'm like, but you can't deny that Cesaro definitely got a huge push in that match regardless.
Because he looked really good.
Great, excellent match. Yeah, he did. He did look excellent. And we were talking about it after the show. I don't see him definitely not winning Elimination Chamber. This is a little pretty early to talk about. But I could see him most certainly winning something like maybe a Money in the Bank somewhere down the line.
Yeah, I gotta agree with you. And one spot I found unbelievable. It was the counter to the Cesaro swing into the DDT. How in the world Cena and Cesaro pulled that one off is still just, mind-boggling, because you have to have a lot of, I would say, lower body strength and upper body strength to combine to pull that one off, because you can almost see Cena had to pull himself up almost by his legs into that DDT.
Yeah, that was excellent. The whole match was just really great. There was a lot of great counters in that match. The whole match itself, that was a pay-per-view quality match.
Easily.
I hate to say it, but I actually even liked it better than the main event itself, which I'm sure you're going to be talking about in a few minutes.
Definitely. Up next, we had, for some reason, we had this on SmackDown, I believe, already, and now we're going to have another one of it. Los Matadores and Sin Cara. Oh, hell, El Torito! Taking on the Wyatt family. You kind of figured Wyatt family was going to go over, and they did. Surprised that we didn't have any instances with the Shield coming out, but we'll get to it when we talk about it, when it happens. Bray Wyatt officially hit the sisters.
One thing referring to the Los Matadores gimmick?
Go ahead.
After you're done, one thing I want to say about the Los Matadores gimmick. the WWE hyped it so much, and now they've been Primo and Epico. Oh my God, people weren't supposed to know that, but they've been in the WWE under the Los Matadores gimmick for how long? 2-3 months?
Something like
and
that.
And the gimmick's already gone to shit, and they're already
more than that.
Yeah, El Torito's actually been the shining star of the gimmick. If they didn't have El Torito, they wouldn't even be there in the first place. Next up, we have Billy Gunn.
Thus they were a winner of the HWR U-Port Bastard Award for getting outshined by a midget.
Up next, we have Billy Gunn and Jay Uso with Road Dogg and Jimmy Uso on commentary. A lot of fans, especially on the Facebook page, may mention the fact that with Road Dogg and Jimmy Uso there on commentary, it actually got really good and actually really funny. Good thing Billy Gunn had his little digestive issues fixed this week. And of course, if you guys remember from last week, he had the runs, and I don't mean in the runs in his leg, if you know what I mean. But probably when he got to the bathroom, he probably was there. If you didn't get that one, guys, I'm not even gonna spell that one out. Jimmy Uso actually countered Billy Gunn's famous into a schoolboy pin to get the victory. Jay Uso gets the win, and they did make the announcement that at Elimination Chamber, the tag team titles will be on the line as New Age Outlaws will defend against the Usos. And they also made mention of the kickoff match. It's going to be Ryback, so taking on Cody Rhodes and Goldust. So that'll be a pretty epic match if you can if you guys can put the sarcasm meter right here somewhere. The main event, Randy Orton and Sheamus. You know, we've seen so many matches between these two guys over the past several years. But one thing I didn't get was when the Shield came out and attacked Sheamus, which brought out Cena, Daniel Bryan, who was taped up from his injury, then Cesaro, and then finally, they finally gave us what we always needed to see before the pay-per-view, a collision between the Wyatts and the Shield, and we got just exactly that. And I don't know if you would agree with this assessment, but the way I worded it last night on the Facebook page, that was an insane ending to Monday Night Raw. Wouldn't you agree?
It's just like WWE to build up so much before their pay-per-view. And, about us 5, plus maybe hundreds of thousands of fans all across the nation have been waiting for this match to happen. It should have happened time ago, but we already know what happened, but we won't talk about that. But as far as the ending to Raw goes, I'm right on the bench with you on this one. Very chaotic. Nobody thought that the Shield was going to come out first and start chaos, and then you get the other members of the chamber, then White Family comes out last, and all hell breaks loose. So, I think that was the best segment of Raw. I'm going to put that right now here on WGS-TV. That was the best segment on Raw.
Well, guys and gals, we got a couple of fan reviews to read for you guys this week. First one comes to us from Stephen Lee Johnson on Facebook. Steven says, Raw was really good. Best match, I would say, would be Orton and Sheamus, just because the brawl they put in there. The backstage bit with Batista and Del Rio and Triple H was funny in some ways. Santino versus Fandango, just a pee break, if you ask me. And I have a question to do with the Shield. Do you think they're heading for a breakup sometime soon in the future? Steven, more than likely, from the way they're planning it, it's very, very feasible that we might see that at the Elimination Chamber. And I'm not saying it's definite, but something might happen at the Elimination Chamber that would further along the storyline of the Shield breakup. Casey Cunningham says, pretty good. Hopefully Drew leaves 3MB sooner than later. Uso versus Billy Gunn was good. Commentary was funny. Bryan wrestling 2 matches was awesome. Sheamus versus Orton was good. The ending was weird but cool. Maybe Shield again going after Cena, but when Wyatt's came out, they changed instantly. And I think the match of the night, though it pains me to say it because I don't like Cena, but his match with Cesaro was a championship caliber match, main event type of match. 8 out of 10 because Santino and Fandango match sucked, and I don't like Los Matadores or Sin Cara. One more thing I don't care if people are offended, but if it's Black History Month, shouldn't Kofi Kingston finally get more than 2 wins in a row before losing? Kofi Kingston, most underrated wrestler right now. Rick, would you agree with that?
It's yes and no. I mean, he's definitely a skilled wrestler. But is he going to give him wins just because it's quote unquote Black History or because of Black History Month? I'm not going to judge a man on his race. I mean, that's kind of a bad aspect. You know, give a man on his skill. When you stop giving wins on his race, that's a really bad thing to do. I mean, you know, when does it? You know, you want to judge a man on his skill, purely on his skill.
Yes, definitely. And so,
if he's,
go ahead.
You know, that's all there is to it. You know, it's just that simple. Don't get me wrong. I think he definitely has. I think he's a mid-card status. I mean, he's already won the U.S. title. He's won the. I don't know if he's won the Intercontinental title.
Yes, he's had both the Intercontinental title and the United States title. Plus, he's been a tag team champion with CM Punk, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, so, you know, why they're holding him back from that, I don't know. But, I mean, again, that's just my thoughts. And, again, you know, I think he is a great contender, but I don't think he's a top contender. I just don't see it. You know.
So, Stephen Lee Johnson and Casey Cunningham, thank you very much for sending in reviews. If you would like to have your review read out loud here on WGS-TV, you know the ways to do it. You know the way to do it. Go to Facebook.com/WGS-TV and submit your reviews on each show on there, and you guys will have your reviews read out loud by yours truly right here on WGS-TV. Now it's time to go to overall scores and our picks for best and worst match or segment of Monday Night Raw. This week, you know, with it being the go-home show to the Elimination Chamber, you know, normally we wouldn't see this, but how about this for a go-home show? 10 matches, guys. 10 matches. This was a very match-heavy Monday Night Raw. I can't think of too many Raws, you know, in history that had a 10-match card, but this week we had a 10-match card. The segments, like I said, there were very few and far between for that. The opening was the Elimination Chamber segment. I thought it was pretty decent, in my opinion. But overall, my score is going to be, believe it or not, for a go-home show, it's going to be a 4 out of 5. I thought it was really well done. I'm very glad that the WWE actually gave us a collision between the Wyatts and the Shield before the pay-per-view. To me, I think that would be a really good selling point because everyone's been wanting to see this collision between the Shield and the Wyatt family. Ever since the Wyatt family came into the WWE, they've been wanting it. Fans been wanting to see it. WWE teased it a while back. They didn't do it. They're doing it now. I think that would, you know, besides the Elimination Chamber match in itself, this will probably be one of the major selling points for that pay-per-view. The only thing is, can the match live up to the hype? We'll talk a little bit more about that on the predictions video coming up in just a couple of days. Best for this go-home show, I'm giving it a 4 out of 5. Best match of the night, hands down, it's got to go to Cesaro and John Cena. He had the crowd into it, beside all the ignorant Cena haters out there with their "Let's go Cena, Cena sucks" chant. Yeah, you guys make yourself sound really, really intelligent by repeating the exact same thing over and over again. Yeah, you guys thought it would work with The Rock. It might have worked with The Rock early in his career, but guess what? That was years ago. This is 2014. Grow the fuck up. It was still a great match. Cena and Cesaro really sold it. Worst match of the night, well, again, can someone really, really explain the point of Santino and Fandango again? Please, because I still don't get it. That's all I'm saying. You know, what was they didn't wrestle a bad match. They wrestled a pointless match, in my opinion. You know,
let's play this right now. The main reason for it probably is to push the rivalry between Summer Rae and Emma.
All right, let's go to Rick next.
That's the one reason I can think of having.
Let's go to Rick next and get his overall score and his picks for best and worst match or segment of Monday Night Raw.
first I have to overall, I'm going to have to give it a 4 out of 5. Yeah, great Raw. Like I said, it was a match heavy. A lot of great matches. Some of the matches were okay, and there were a couple, crappy matches. I'd have to say probably, I think when, as far as the let's go Cena sucks, I think that's just a traditional chant. And I think even the fans who, whether you like Cena or even dislike Cena, I thought you were talking to me. Okay. Anyway.
Is your name Mom?
Well, you said I saw the shit. I'm like, okay.
Somebody else.
Anyway, never mind. Anyway, moving on. I think the Cena chants, I trust a traditional chant, and I think even Cena one time said he loves that chant. So I think that's why they continue to do it. The worst match, yeah, absolutely, was the Fandango Cesaro, Fandango Santino match. And I think the only thing that was really interesting about it was the Emma and Summer Rae aspects of that match. So that's pretty much about it. So, I'm just waiting for that actual match to come in. Hopefully, I'm waiting for that match to be announced. Maybe, hopefully for one more match to be at Elimination Chamber. Who knows?
I know, Rick, I think it would really piss you off if they did that on WWE Main Event.
I wouldn't miss it.
All right, let's go to Lance next and get his overall score and his picks for best and worst match or segment of Monday Night Raw.
I gotta give it a 3.8. Best match, yeah, the Cena Cesaro match. Worst match, yeah, the Fandango Santino match, which is the only thing I enjoyed about it was watching them do blonde jiggle. Anyway.
Giggity.
Thank you. Best segment was the brawl at the end. Worst, I hate to say this, but I gotta give it to the Lego segment. Pointless.
Which is in no way an insult to the Lego movie. Anyway,
right.
Up next is Will, what's your overall score and your picks for best and worst match or segment of Monday Night Raw?
I'm going to make this quick. Okay, overall, give it 3.7. Best match is Cesaro versus Cena. Worst match, Fandango versus Santino. Best segment was the ending. The worst segment is basically any time that Michael Cole and JBL make a joke, because they're not making sense.
Anyway, finally, let's go to Cartman and get his overall score and his picks for best and worst match or segment of Monday Night Raw.
Overall score, I'll have to give it a 4. Best match, obviously, Cena and Cesaro. As much as I hate Cena, because, like I said, title shot, getting sick of it. But, yeah, that was easily the best match. Best work I've seen from Cesaro so far in WWE. Worst match, Santino and Fandango. The only reason that that match was even bearable is because #dadass. But
no, AJ wasn't in there.
Anyone notice there were no Diva matches on this Monday Night Raw?
I think that's why it's a 4 out of 5 this week.
Yeah,
and that's why James ain't in here.
Yeah, pretty much. So what we want to know now from you guys out there, the viewers and subscribers, your thoughts on Monday Night Raw this week. What are your overall scores? What are your picks for best and worst match or segment of Monday Night Raw? Why do fans really hate John Cena? We want to hear the inside from you guys out there. Be sure you put your comments in the comments section below. Don't forget to like and favorite this video. Rick, where can fans check you out on HWR?
Of course, they can always check us out on our Facebook page. That's facebook.com/Hardcore Wrestling Radio. And of course, anytime you want to listen to any of our shows, check out our tribute videos funny spoof videos, and a lot more, head on over to our YouTube page at youtube.com/HWR show. And of course now, for those of you who have YouTube pages and you're trying to get subs, we now have a new Sub for Sub Center. So make sure you come on over and check us out.
Lance, what can fans expect to see when they come visit your channel over on youtube.com/LanceMossTV?
Album reviews, NASCAR reviews, Redneck Gourmet cooking videos, Q&As, and whatever else pops into my head.
And ladies and gentlemen, he dreams of giving James and MSK his special reach-around move underneath the desk. He's the Bay Area MVP, known as Will. Will, what you got coming up on the hood? He didn't hear the joke. He didn't hear the joke.
Good.
He was too busy reaching underneath.
Oh, fuck you both.
Look what I started.
Good for you, Billy.
I'm trying to get numbers up for you vlog right now. Me and James are just starting up, but thanks to you, Billy and Rick, we've managed to get a couple fans, but our fan base will grow, and to MSK, yeah, he knows I'm only a state away from him.
And guys, Cartman is over on YouTube himself, youtube.com/KillerXKenny. Cartman, got anything coming up?
Minecraft, and you guessed it, more Minecraft.
And a little bit of some Left 4 Dead 2 that you and I did not too long ago.
Yeah, once I get around to editing it because I'm lazy.
Fans, don't forget to like the Facebook page, facebook.com/WGS-TV, and don't forget to please subscribe to youtube.com/FutzelGamer and youtube.com/ZFXTV Network. So for the Illuminous one, the Shining Star, Rick Star, the Incomparable, Lance Moss TV, the Bay Area MVP, known as Will, and the Mound Man from South Park, simply known as Cartman, I'm the Russell Gamer, Double B Bunny Boudreaux, saying thank you very much for watching. We'd like to remind everyone that anyone even mentioning chair shots across America will get a chair shot in the face.
Well, it's all right. Don't worry, because only one man's coming back for a chair shot, and that's the one and only Nick Bondage.
Oh no.
What?